Greetings and salutations. How you doing today? Oh, why the hell am I yelling? So I pulled, before I show you the Jeep, I just wanted to show you the kind of mess you can expect if you were to do a project like this. Obviously the dart wasn't in here when I sprayed, but you know, I didn't really worry too much about masking outside, you know, the immediate area where I was spraying, and I tracked a little bit over there to my mixing table. There's very little overspray. I mean, you can see a line where there's a little bit of blue there, but I think most of that's going to wear off. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you spend a lot of money to epoxy coat your floor, you want to cover the entire floor. But, you know, this has never been coated. It's got all sorts of issues, so I'm not too worried about it. It's not like paint, right? You don't have a lot of airborne particles. Because the stuff is being spewed out of a Schutz gun, it's not really atomizing. And, you know, that's the kind of texture you can expect. You know, kind of lumpy. Call me a skeptic, but I don't believe that there was actually a company that produced a bed liner material. No, I think it's just Schutz that was remarketed and repackaged as a bed liner material as bed liner became more and more popular. Not too bad. You see it's a little bit brighter than the factory color. The factory color's got a little more teal in it. But looking it over, I found some spots that I missed, like right here. And you know, I mentioned yesterday up in here it's thin. And then you can see some of the black primer through there. That looks like it might be thin right there. Yeah, it's really thin in here. So like I mentioned yesterday, I think what I'm going to do is order another kit, and then when I do spray it, I'll cut it with some reducer. They recommend fast. I don't think I have fast. I think I have medium. Medium universal reducer. Maybe I'll call them and see if they can use medium. But I'll modify one of my $10 Harbor Freight guns to shoot. All I gotta do is open up the tip a little bit, and then I'll be able to shoot that through an HVLP gun, which will lay down more like paint instead of being spit upon like Schutz. Well, it looks better than it did. Before it looked like Joseph's coat of many colors. I had a couple people comment in the last few months about the dart. You know, what is that? Asking about the car. And you want to know the story behind this car? Let me tell you the story behind this car. This, like most mopars back in the day, had a vinyl roof on it. And this vinyl roof this vinyl roof that was on this car cost me $1,000 because I had to buy a parts car, which was beat on every corner. I mean, there wasn't a usable panel on that car other than the roof. I think the hood was too, but I bought that car specifically because of the roof. The roof that was on this car had a vinyl top on it, and of course, you know the desert, what it does to everything. It just completely cracked the roof, and then moisture got in there, and instead of taking the roof off like 30 years ago when the thing, when the roof failed, they just left it on, and it got all crusty underneath there. And it was so pitted that once I started DAing it, and this thing is so, I mean, there's only there's one rib down the middle of that roof. And let me tell you, when you DA this roof, it resonates like a drum. But anyway, I started DAing the original roof here, and it just beat those pits wide open. And it looked like you were looking at stars. You went inside and looked up at the roof, and it looked like the Milky Way galaxy. There were so many pinholes in the roof. So, found a parts car, and I'm not a Mopar guy. I say that, and there's two Mopars right there in my driveway. But I'm not a Mopar guy, I'm a Chevy guy. And you know, when I was learning how to drive back in the 80s, these cars were a dime a dozen. They didn't, I mean, I grew up in Michigan, and these cars were, they were rotted out then. You don't see these in Michigan anymore because they've been reconsumed by Mother Earth. But when I found this car, the first thing I did is I opened the trunk. Excuse me. And I saw that. It's dirty, but that's factory. The trunk pan, completely intact. Once I saw that, I had to have it. When I got this car, it was, you know, people were giving these things away. I mean, literally, they were giving these things away because 10, 15 years ago, out here, everything was disposable. The desert was littered with the burnt out ruins of other people's cars. They either, you know, somebody either stole them, went joyride and took them out in the desert and lit them on fire, or people were committing insurance fraud, taking them out in the desert, lighting them on fire. I don't know what the fascination with fire is. Why do you need to burn a perfectly good car? Just take out to the desert and dump it. If you're gonna do that. But anyway, the long and short is, I found this car totally rust free, and all it needed was a new roof. I figured I'd be able to find an A-body somewhere out here in the Southwest that was all beat to shit, and I found one, and I had to pay a king's ransom for it. Let's just say I paid more for the parts car than I did for this one. But that was over a decade ago, and I, you know, removed all the paint, and I welded up all the holes for the stainless trim. I have all the stainless trim, most of the stainless trim, but I don't like that look. And so I think the last video I made on this was I replaced this panel right here. The back windows on these old Mopar A bodies is convex, and water tends to collect down in this channel. You can see there's a little bit of rust right there. I need to do something with. But this was, you know, this right here where the vinyl roof, this is where the vinyl roof connected, and it's pitted on both sides pretty good. But this panel here was pretty chowdered along this edge. I was at Pick Apart one day, and there was a 1972, I think it was a 71 or 72 Valiant, and I saw that panel, and I went back home. I grabbed my Sawzall and a grinder, and I went back and I cut this piece out. The aftermarket makes this panel. You can buy these on like Year One or something. They actually repop this part, but this is a factory part, and a repop part will never fit properly. And so I went and got this one, and it was a perfect fit. And that's probably the last video that I made on the Dart. I really do need to start doing something on this because it's just not fair to the car. I'm either gotta do it. Regardless, I need to get this thing in primer because I'm sick of DAing this thing. This is probably the third time I've DA'd it and got it clean again. I've committed myself to work on this for at least an hour a day. So right now I'm about an hour in. I'm going to spend a couple more minutes. I'm going to finish DAing the roof, and then I got to go to the post office because the guy that bought my tractor, he forgot to take the box of parts that came with it. So I need to go to the post office to see how much it's going to cost in shipping those parts. Well, let me set you up over here, and you can watch me DA the hell out of this roof again. Where am I going to put you? How about right here? You good there? Outstanding. Where's my ears? You know, this ain't my first rodeo, and I think part of the reason why I haven't worked on this as much as I should have is because I'm not a mopar guy. If I were coming across this opportunity today, I'd probably just, you know, arrest the rust, weld a new top on it if I could find one, and just run it, just drive it, and enjoy it. This has kind of been a thorn in my side for over a decade, and it's sitting here in the raw, and I really need to get it in at least in primer, and start putting the thing back together so I can clear out my trailer. I got parts screwed all over the place. I took this thing apart a long damn time ago. Cross my fingers if I can put it back together. Anybody out there have an assembly manual for a 1969 Dodge Dart? Help brother out. So that's all I got for today. I need to go to the post office and find out how much it's going to cost to send this box to the West Coast. Yeah, to California. And so stick around. Tomorrow I'll work on it for another hour. Until then, let me unplug this real quick. Oh yeah. Thing works really good. Now a drop of water. 2 hours of DA in. Now a drop of water hit that metal because of that trap. Link in the description. So if you really want to see more of the Dodge Dart, smash the like button and share this video with your vast social media network. If I haven't subscribed yet, hey, you don't want to miss any of this. Go free. Click the sub button. And then after you do that, then go click the little bell icon right next to it and click the boxes and check the things and whatever you got to do to be notified of future uploads. Until next time, you have fun, stay safe, shoot straight, keep your powder dry, and have a splendid day. All right, that's enough. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Sexy.